So hello everyone, welcome to my live show Chuukan Kanriroku, of course episode 4, season 3 of Kaiji spin-off, right? Let's get ready, so 3, 2, 1, and go. I mean, I love last week, last week was so horrible, it was like, it finds the grill that burns him in the end of season of Kaiji. I mean, I was like, oh my god, it's the perfect vacation thing. It's like, oh my god, it's so horrible. Personalized, forced begging thing there, yeah, oh, it's made for shipping onions. It's like, no, it's not. That was so bad. Oh, that was some brutal. Yeah. I love, the narrative makes it be like, oh, he went out there, had a barbecue, it was the greatest barbecue ever. It's just so, yeah. He even went bowling, right? Bowling. I hate that pink guy. It's like, do you have a bowling? Yeah, like, we have table tennis, we have Mahjong table, we have, there's like, we have this, and this, we have a tennis court. It's like, do you have a bowling? Like, shut up! And then later, of course, like, oh, I have this Kobe beef, and I have this super precision champagne. And then it's like, do you have beer? Like, get out! Like, allow the rest of them, like, shut up, man! You take the champagne! Just accept it. That was awesome. I love this thing. He's like, he's against the overtime Japanese, isn't it? Yeah, because yeah, probably a lot of people that his men are gonna be overtiming all the time. No, I'm gonna be so disappointed now. My men would never do that. I have great men. Sama. I'm working overtime. It's like, failure. I'm super disappointed now. Nah, I should expect much from him. He is useless. I don't get anything tomorrow. Once again, heads home on time. It's like, yeah, he's the best guy. Uh-oh. He's gonna turn back and probably see all his men looking overtime, right? I love this point here in the opening. It's like the remarkable man, unremarkable story about a remarkable man. It's like that's anyway. That's something I talk about a lot in my daily life, and not from work but everything, right? People are doing stuff that is like this doesn't really help us, or more like I have a good example of this. I said especially one. So I was doing my project at school, a big important project. This was over 10 years ago, so I can say someone's, forget about that person, right? And there's one person, he did not different the first month or so, almost like the first 2 months pretty much. Then he was gonna do one stuff for the main character. I won't say what, but it was important stuff about the main character in this game. And there was another guy that had the same job, pretty much, but he did it for like the side characters and so on, right? For the game, he did it for all the enemies pretty much. I did some of the enemies, and he did the large portion of it. And after 2 months, so okay, this guy, but he's not with the main character. This like really skilled guy, he could do that in a week at most. So I was like, okay, let's just scrap what he did, and you can do that for the last month of that. That's gonna make our game much better, so we can actually, it's better for our career, right? It's better for everyone, like it's better for the money and so on. And even out of a school project, because this is like a very big project, half a year, right? And it's gonna be a resume and so on, right? So you just start applying for work and so on. So he agreed to me. He agreed to me. Let's do that. It's just so. I mean, it was under all critique what all I did, but the rest of the team refused because they were like, "Oh, but about his feelings and so on. Oh, about him, And I was like, maybe he should have done a better job, Honestly, I was like, but he's done such a bad job, we can't use it. It's just so bad. Like, it's just absurdly bad. And all guy can do it much better in just a week or two. Like, this is a day's work for him to fix that. Like, it's just scrap that guy, make a new team, right? And I was like, he spent 4 months on this thing. It's like 4 months of doing nothing then. It doesn't help if you're AFK at the keyboard, if you do this thing for 4 months, it doesn't help anyone, right? That is probably I think it's a big problem generally, especially with IT companies. So it's probably big in Japan, office companies, but especially IT, but office companies, right? Especially probably government companies, where it's kind of like You just have to just be there for 8 hours or 9 hours or whatever. You have to just be there. You have to be there from the morning to the home, and yeah, you don't really matter if you do something. You sit there at the computer like this, right? Doesn't matter if you actually produce stuff, especially I think in government offices. Not always, but many of them, right? You kind of just have to back so on. Yeah, it feels like you a lot of time with that. So Tonegawa is completely correct here, right? Like, if sometimes or working overtime doesn't actually help you if you sit there. Oh, I'm so great. I work overtime for around 5 hours, but you sat there 5 hours. Like, what's that speed? Of course, you can actually work a lot, right? But his point, of course, is that if you work overtime, means you didn't work efficiently during the first 8 hours, right? That's his point, of course. If you actually work, It's awesome too. You can analyze the whole. Okay, the pipe here in and how the train works, like to be perfect at management level, yeah. Yeah, I also get commute an hour today. I hate commute here. It's so bad. I think you eat out a lot in Japan. This kind of salaman game you ate up free at home. I think it's pretty common, yeah. Mahjong? Pon, I think Mahjong is. Ron, yeah, så Mahjong. Pon, Ron, yeah, så Mahjong. He's got some Mahjong feel here. It's like Mahjong, I see it. It's like a Mahjong hand. Yeah, now it's like Mahjong, of course! The greatest game ever. Of course we're gonna make a Mahjong game. Ron, Pon, Mahjong. This is like, oh my god. Yeah, inspiration here from the sushi. Yeah, I have to believe it now. Yeah, Kaiji never plays Mahjong, right? Kaiji, of course, is all about Mahjong, and this other manga from the author is only about Mahjong as well. I can't remember his name now, but it is the same universe as Kaiji. Only about Mahjong. So, of course, his author loves Mahjong. As I do. Mahjong is a great game. I love Mahjong. I love it. I played even competitively for a short bit there, yeah, but Mahjong is so fun. Okay, some kind of super advanced Mahjong game, that'd be awesome. Someone knows what to do it. I have an idea. Mahjong. They even mentioned the Blood Mahjong in episode 1 or episode 2. Which is of course from Akage, so they even mentioned that. Okay. He's super happy about his Mahjong thing here. He's super happy. The chef, maybe? No. We found him with the sushi chef. Looks like... okay, what is this now then? Diabolic Mahjong is some kind of... Human Mahjong, maybe? Yeah, Human Mahjong. Oh my gosh, Human Mahjong is to be like everyone is a... So it's like you have to have... Pull them out of the wall, I guess, the Mahjong players. The Shun, right? No, it was I didn't see it. Was it the Eastgate? Human Mahjong. Genius idea, yeah. Human Mahjong, so you have to play with like hundreds of players then. You need a lot of people for the wall and so on, yeah. Human Mahjong, yes. Okay, it's good, yeah. I love it, this is so crazy. This is so crazy, this is exactly what it is. This is so genius, it's so crazy. Yeah, it's a great game of Mahjong. But you have to play with you. It's like human chess, right? You have to play with a lot of... This is so awesome. Yeah, so now we have to build a wall here. They need a lot of people that you can build a wall. You need like 40 people per wall, right? Or there was it 16, 32? I can't remember in my head, but it's something like that. Yeah, that's the BS of all. I think you need a lot of humans for this. It's just like perfect to hold though. Yeah, it's just so crazy human ties from the wall. I draw you. Oh, they have to play as team to it. So there's no one command. I thought it was like a commander guy, like, you know, I want to discard this guy. Okay, so they have to also discuss. It might be Adora. They have to discuss it too. Oh my god, it is so confusing. Trash tile. I'm a shun. Oh my god. Oh yeah, they're the same. The staircase is the same color. Yeah, of course you're friends. Nakama. Yeah, we're in the same boat. Nakama! Us three are Nakama! It's a fourth one, yes. Yeah, no, the one is best worse. Yeah, then the one is there's a closed staircase. So 2, 3, and 4 much better than 1, 2, 3, right? Unless you want to go for a specific hand, but normally 2, 3, 4 is much stronger. Yeah, let's play it now. Yeah, 2, 3, 4 is much better because you open a 1 and a 5, right? Which is the other one, and it's better having no ones and dragons so in your hand, right? That's a hand in itself, right? Unless you go with only ones, nines, dragons, and wins. But normally it's like it's much better. 2, 3, 4. So there's a better friend hand, yeah. It's just amazing. You need a lot of people, but it's amazing. Betrayal, deception. Yeah, it's like, yes, a perfect game. Exactly like society. Oh, it's so awesome. I love this anime so much. I think Tsuyoshi would love it. Yeah, see these people bitterly fight. Who's the trash tile? Human nature on display, yeah. This is exactly what he would love, actually. That's exactly what he would love it. This is what Hodo would love, yeah. What can you have to do it? This is so morbid. Okay, so now everyone's impressed by Tonegawa. They're like, this is super genius. Yeah, this is like... Yeah, he's got a super good idea now. Everyone is impressed now by this awesome idea. I was like, how do we get enough people? How do we get enough people for this? We need a lot of people for this. We need like hundreds of people. But you have to use the system they have in like Kaiji, where they have like a lot of these slaves pretty much, right? Yeah, 106 people for tiles, yeah. And to change the search to what tile you're later on as well, yeah. You need like 136 gamblers that are owing Yakuza money. You have to bring your own. Better proposal, obviously now. Yes. You can't. You're not allowed to. Yes, fun. It's like, I'm amazed. What? Okay. This guy is some kind of super. Is it better than Human Mahjong? I don't believe so. Oh, he is prepared. He's like, oh, I have this system. This anime is so amazing. That's the most ridiculous, boring thing. It should be really boring. It's like, here I have a projector. Look at my PowerPoint. It's Janken again. Revolutionary hero. He loves the Janken. I have PowerPoint of my Janken game. Look at this, guys. Yeah, this anime is amazing. He's like, he has a PowerPoint presentation of my Janken game. Like, this guy is... this is the best thing ever. Ah! And already new idea. As his game though, as Human Mahjong. Yeah, classic Janken. Oh, it's clearly the Kaiji. It's like, I made this Janken game. Janken with limited cards. Yeah, PowerPoint. How can this be good anime? I love this anime, but how can it be good? It's like, PowerPoint presentation. Oh my god, he's bringing out the PowerPoint. I am such a fool. I didn't bring a PowerPoint presentation. No. Yeah, obviously you need a PowerPoint. This guy spent overtime making a PowerPoint presentation. Oh, here we go. Yeah, no, it's exactly the Janken thing. I haven't tried to use it work. Oh my god. Yes, this is a good game. It's such a good game, Limited Janken. It's the perfect game. It's literally, I think it's one of the most perfect game you can have. Because it's such a simple system, right? Janken. But you have limited Janken, so you have strategy even though it's a simple game. And everyone knows the rules. It's like the perfect game because it's like the most simple and basic rules you can have in a game. But it has a lot of depth in it. He's obviously straight up Kaiji now, yeah. It's an amazing game, really. Yeah, everyone knows the rules of Janken. It's a really, really good game. As well as demonic. PowerPoint. I love it. It's like, I have this game. I have a PowerPoint presentation from what Trash said. I have a PowerPoint presentation. Let's do an anime about PowerPoint presentations. How to defeat someone with PowerPoint presentations. This has to be the only anime where PowerPoints are amazing. You all like Janken. Human Mahjong sounds amazing though. I went overtime for having a PowerPoint. Oh my god. I mean, I love Human Mahjong, but this is the only anime where you can make PowerPoint presentation be amazing, yeah. Given how we know it can't touch out, I guess he has to accept it. Finally. Like super tensions. The tension is super hard. Will he regret the young members? I have an idea, sir. It's better than yours. Oh yeah, he made like paper copies. I like how they keep doing the Mahjong reference. He's sacrificed himself, yeah. He committed, he did it with, yeah. He threw himself out there so he can make the point, yeah, so he can reach it. helping out the team there. Discarded himself, yes, he could get the point, like the amazing leader he is. I need a better name for it. Restricted Janken. Only for the title, Genius Manager. I have to rewrite. I like it, but not his name. Yeah, it's my name, and I know it's good. No, it's proper. Now we have it. He still wants a Human Mahjong. He wants a Human Mahjong. That's an amazing game. The Remarkable Manager. It's the only anime where PowerPoint presentations are amazing. Oh my god. Middle Manager. Chuukan Kanriroku. Oh my god, I love the anime so much. I mean, it's the only anime where you like... I know I'm looping it, but this is the only anime where someone can say like, okay, I'm gonna do an anime right now here, and this episode's gonna be about that PowerPoint's presentation is dramatic. Yeah, it's like, well, you know what? I have a better idea. Here's my PowerPoint. And it's like this big screen. Like, PowerPoint! I didn't do that! Oh no! His idea is gonna have so much more impact now. Because I didn't do a PowerPoint presentation! No! Like, god damn it! Oh god. That was amazing. I like the beginning. Gonna be ranted about the whole working hard or not working correctly, right? Which I think is also very interesting, because there's a lot of people they have this mental state there where think that if I just am at work for another 5 hours, right, something, I'm gonna do so much stuff right there and I do nothing. Of course, it doesn't apply to everyone. Some people actually you stay at work and you keep working right and make stuff happening. But I think it's a lot of people, or not just people, I think it's like the whole systems, which I think is gonna be less and less common though in the future. I think there's a lot of this kind of culture right now, especially in office culture, where you just kind of like, oh, you have to sit here from, at your desk, right, from like 8 to 4 or something, right? Just that's it, right? And you have to do some job, of course, but if you work a lot, or if you do just a little bit of your job, like some people probably won't notice anyway. Not in every job, of course, but a lot of work. It's kind of like, I was at my computer. I mean, I remember a job I had a few years back where people weren't doing anything really, and it was very noticeable. Some people were just like, just go to your computer. They had their own desk. The company was going downhill anyway. So you go to the desk, right, and then you started watching like TV shows or whatever on your desk, right? Yeah, you saw YouTube. You just watch like YouTube or something on Twitch. So you sat there like you just watch like, like 5 hours of like YouTube, whatever, right? Some comedy show on YouTube, like something, yeah, or like actually, yeah, like you sat there, and that's kind of obvious, like, oh, yeah, and so on. It's ridiculous. It's a lot of that, and this thing got paid, yeah, because with this weird system, people just look at, have you been at the job for 8 hours or 9 hours, whatever much hour you work per day? Yeah, yes, okay, money, yeah, it's super weird. I think in the future it's gonna be much more, even more, what you actually produce, right? So, and I think that's obviously actually all that matters. I mean, if I had to ask you to do X and you do X in 1 hour or in 3 days, I don't care as long as you do X right. I don't care if you do it fast or slow. I mean, sure, if someone else can do X in always 1 day and you can do it in 1 to 3 days, I'm rather take it obviously to 1 day, right? But if it's like, if I give you to do X and I say you have maximum, I'm paying you for a week worth of pay, so long as you do it, and then you can do whatever you want. You can just fix it in 1 day, you fix it in 5 days. You can do whatever you want. Like that's I think it's more going to be the future, right? People are going to be much more task-oriented themselves. They're going to be more like, the objective is completed. Yes, okay, here's your payment. Like for example, I worked a little bit freelance, right? During my job, during other jobs in consulting and so on. And consulting and freelance, usually it's very commission-based, right? That I think is much better because it's like someone tell me, okay, so you can design this thing or, pick up this thing, right? And they pay me, say, like 2 months pay, right? Like, okay, this is the money. It's like, you get this much amount of money, so someone might pay me, let's say, I don't know, let's say like, $10,000, right? Like, you get this amount of money if you do it, right? And they have this idea that take me like maybe 2 months, yeah. And I finish it maybe in, 1 month, right? And then I can give it to them. But then then you sit there and, well, what I usually do is that if I have 3 months on me, right, I finish it in, as fast as I can, right, if I have time for it, and then I want to send it as soon as I finish it. Not because I don't want to keep it for them, but I then have it there, right, and I can go over it, I iterate it, and of course that takes a lot of hours because I actually do reread it, right, I look through it again, look for some flaws maybe, depending on what it is, but and so on, right. So I usually do keep it. If that's when you have this amount of time, and they don't need an earlier date, then I will keep it and keep like iterating it over and over again, right, for 2 months, right, if I have to. But obviously, I am gonna work, less those 2 months, right, in that sense. But I still have to, of course, finish the product way early, right, and then I just throw it away, deliver to them, right, and it's amazing, of course. No, but like that's much more efficient, right? Like if I can just do it, right. It's a new product, yeah, and they are super happy, right, because they're getting what they want. Or I would say, in my opinion, much better, but actually, temporarily, because I could do it even better, right? That's what we can do it. That's the important thing, If you can do this thing, you can do this, whatever it is, a song, whatever. Almost easier though when it comes to more, I would say, artistic work or whatever, right? It's kind of like, okay, so you have to do this commissioned, let's say this illustration of, it's a magazine. You should just post art of it. And yeah, like, is it good? It's good, yeah. And maybe you can do it one day, maybe it takes some amount, right? It depends on, like, that's just the product you want to do it, yeah. But anyway, I find it really interesting, the whole concept of the sitting at work for 8 hours. It's really meaningless. If anything, I mean, obviously, a company should pay you for what you accomplish, right? I'm a capitalist in the sense, no, but really, it's like, it's never really fair. Some people are gonna do tremendous amount of stuff in 8 hours, right? If you work for it. I think the effect of that usually is, honestly, is that people, I think the effect usually is mentality is that people can work for like, let's say 4 hours, and then you stay for the 4 hours, and they kind of like, they feel that they're pretty much, I'm gonna get passed out, I'm gonna get passed by most anyway. So I think people usually work for like an hour break, an hour break. I think that's the effect people do usually. So they use, they actually work on like 4 hours, but because they are double as fast as maybe their coworker, they still have the same handings. So people are like happy with them anyway, and they just don't do it. I think that's the effect you usually have if you don't pay people for the actual like commission what they do. Right? You just pay them like an hourly pay, and you have to work for 8 hours always, right? Yeah, I think that's the effect usually. You kind of like lazy out in the middle time because you're gonna get paid anyway, as long as you pass. If you have no interest in the actual product, yeah. So that's why working at the game industry is much better though in that sense, because people usually do, like, really care about the product though, so they actually do want to work for all the 8 hours, yeah. But I think if you work especially at like some state official government stuff, I think it's a lot of people like they have no interest in actually doing not doing the worst, but like I think a lot of times it's like whatever. Or also commercial companies which are like, oh, we're doing some whatever stuff. Yeah, like a lot of people is like, I sit here in my office and I wait for the time to go past. Right, I have no interest in actually. It's happened when I was a croupier way back many years ago. Yeah, so I know a lot of games, right? So I worked as a croupier and they got provisional pay and hourly salary. So at that work, we had a really good salary for that matter, but also got paid a percentage on the earnings, right, from the table. So you were really invested in getting people in there, because you could earn like, let's say, you could probably got like $20 an hour or so, probably more, but at least $20 an hour, probably more. And in a good day, you only work for like, let's say 4 hours a night. So you work for like say 5 hours then, so you got like $100, right? Which is pretty good, yeah. So you got $100. When you're like 17, so it's good for 17, right? And after that, if you based on this, the provisional pay, then you could get another up to. I think the best was like 2,000. So yeah, about another $200 was the best I ever got. Yeah, so you can earn like roughly like double that salary, like double that 5-hour work could be worth 10 hours to speak. So obviously you were interested in actually getting to the table, be entertaining, right, keeping them there, getting the money right, so you can actually get more money yourself. So the better work you did, the more money you earned, right, for yourself. And even if it wasn't like amazing much, but I mean you could double your daily salary from that. Probably not double it usually, but you could double it, but usually roughly maybe like $100 more, so you could like 50% more salary. That's 50% better paid, right? And if you look at that as a monthly pay, yeah, you're increasing your salary by a lot, 50%, right? If you do it every day, right? I would say you did it better. So that makes you do a lot better job, right? I'm sorry, long capitalist speaking now, but I was like, yeah, I think it's interesting, the whole concept of working overtime and so on. Yeah, it's a weird concept in a sense, because I mean, obviously I work overtime a lot when I used to work as a company, so you should set or work. But then we work like this, right? Yeah, like it's depending on. But I think a lot of people have that. I think especially like this typical like desk offices where you sit there and it's like, yep, I'm here. Okay, I'm here. And it doesn't really do anything. Yeah, I think that's very common. Anyway, Human Mahjong then. It was super funny, but I think the biggest thing was the whole PowerPoint. It's an anime that's like, okay, let's talk about PowerPoint presentations, right? I was like, no, I haven't done a PowerPoint. And I love the whole thing. It was like, well, if you're gonna complain about my game, that's fine. But do you have a better game, kid? And it's like, I have a PowerPoint Janken. It's like, no. And then goes to get the whole Kaiji restricted. And that game is so perfect though. I have designed an improved version of it with even more stuff into it, which I really want to do as an actual game one day. Not the same game as of course Kaiji, but like my take on it, right? My personal take on it, and I would love to do that because I really like what he said there. It's just a good point, right? You can take a game that is super simple, that's that everyone knows the rules. Everyone can't play Mahjong, you have to learn the rules, but everyone understands the Janken, I mean it, right? So you take the most basic game ever, and you apply this like absurd strategy on it, just by those cards. I have another version myself though, which takes that and makes it even more interesting, in my opinion, of course. But yeah, like it makes it even more meat around it. But basically the same thing. You take rock paper scissors and you make it much grander, but you still have the same rules. So it's like a very to understand, but it's hard to master. Right? That's the important thing here. It's a very, very interesting game. It's a very good game. Janken or similar those games are very, very good. You can and of course it's a very, very big courting game site. For example, Fire Emblem. Everyone has like either a sword, spear, or axe. And they have the same kind of rulings. So yeah, they have health and magic and everything, but that's still like a big part of it, right? So many games uses a typical Janken circle, right, or triangle or whatever. But like Marvel of Giant, it has 5. They have like 2 more, but it's still a big circle there. It's a common game mechanic, but Janken in a way does it perfectly because it is obviously this kind of mechanic, right, but doesn't apply anything more to it. Like Fire Emblem. This mechanic, but it's like this much strength power versus this thing is weakened now, but still have your strength level or agility. So like it applies the Janken rules, but with a lot of role-playing elements behind it, makes it's still simple, but stuff can not really work. You think about it, but the Janken in Kaiji and all the similar games like that, they have the exact same rules though. There's a lot of meat around. There's a lot of fluff around it. But when you play the 2 cards, it's still just rocker versus, and that is the real applies. And everything around it, for example, in Kaguri also used to talk with Kaiji right away set up. Yeah, it's still the cheating around it, but still is this when you play the 2 cards, it is still just that thing, right? That makes it so simple, but still hard to master. So I think it's an amazing game, really. It's such a brilliant game. If you can make rock paper scissors into an interesting game. It really is. And I really like that you take 2 things and combine them. You take card games, combine it with Janken. What do you get this thing? Yeah. obviously different wish of it, but I think that's just brilliant. Very, very brilliant. Anyway, long rant over. Hope that's the video, and subscribe to like button so you get next week with more